get buckets.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a show that I'm going to do right now. We're going to talk about Klay Thompson. Okay, so apparently Klay Thompson is back, and apparently Klay Thompson can play basketball, which I had no idea. If you were watching the Pacers versus Golden State last night, which I don't know why on earth anybody would be watching that game, but if you did watch the game, then you saw Klay Thompson score 60 points in what I believe was 3 quarters. So Klay Thompson finally decided to put a joint down long enough to play basketball. As you can see, Klay Thompson has been abstaining from smoking the hashish for the last week, and it actually does him some good. Let me tell you about Klay and his issue with basketball. So Klay Thompson finally decides to climb down from the mountain. He shaves off his beard. He decides to actually get himself... Where is this? Seriously, bro. I'm filming here! People are so rude. Alright, so Klay Thompson finally decides to climb down from the mountain where he's been perched, smoking and eating mushrooms, sitting in some cave like a caveman. He decides to come down and he says, hey, let's play some basketball. It's the first time in about a year that he's decided to come out and play some basketball. And he does this once a year. He says, hey, you know what, I'm going to try. And guess what? He tries, and then he drops 37 and a quarter. He drops 60 and a half. Well, it was 40 and a half, but still, what I'm saying is Klay Thompson actually tries once a year. So if you had him on FanDuel last night, yes, I'm glad you called it. I did not call it. In fact, I did not even play. When was the last time I watched basketball? I don't know. Who watches basketball? So I want to run by some stats of Klay Thompson because, you know what? That's what everybody's doing. And I want to be like everybody else. I want to talk about Klay. So let's talk about Klay. Alright, so I actually have not seen the box score from this game yet. I thought it would be funny to do a reaction to the box score because who knows, he may have dropped 80. The last I saw, he dropped like 40 at the half, and then I went to bed because I said, you know what, Klay's not going to play anymore because that's how it works. So let's look at this box score. We got the Pacers, which Miles Turner, what are you doing, man? Fantasy bust of the century. Alright, so Draymond Green, solid 2 points. All right, skipping that, Kevin Durant dropped 20. Steph Curry with a solid 13 and 11. Good job. Klay Thompson, holy crap. Oh my God, dude, that is insane. You only had 2 rebounds and 1 assist in the whole game, and you played 29 minutes, and you dropped 60 points. Okay, so Klay dropped 60 points. Duh, that's what this whole episode is about. Good job on the 2 boards, Klay, and nice, solid on the 1 assist. As you can see, we're playing like my NBA 2K fantasy player. I call for the pass, and I shoot. Sometimes it goes in. Alright, so here are some cool stats. Apparently, according to Strava, Klay Thompson dribbled 11 times total on 33 shots to get 60 points. Okay, so he was shooting about 50%, solid. He's shooting lots of threes, solid. Catch and shoot, solid. He's what we call the Kyle Korver of the NBA. Today's Kyle Korver. Dribbled 11 times. That's exactly like my NBA 2K guy. He doesn't dribble at all. He just stands there, waits for it, pass, and shoot. They had 25 assists in the first half. No other team averages 25 assists per game. So they were passing a lot, and he was shooting a lot. That's how basketball works. And Klay Thompson's 60 points in 3 quarters is the second most through 3 quarters in the last 20 seasons. Kobe, which that did not count, and then somebody got it in 2006. Oh wait, that was Kobe. Also, that's a career high for the half for Klay Thompson, which makes you wonder, man, who is this guy? How is he so good? How come I've never heard of him? Oh wait, he got 37 in a quarter. That means he must have gotten like 1 point in the other quarter, which means this dude's not very good. Wilt had 48 minutes when he scored 100 points. That's 2.08 points per minute. Klay dropped 60 in only 29 minutes. That's 2.07 points per minute. That means that if he were to play the full 48, he would have gotten above 100 points. That is absurd. I say Klay is here. Wilt is here. We're changing the rankings. All right, enough about the Warriors. I'm sick of talking about them. We're going to move on to some other things in basketball that actually do matter. Actually, these are the things that don't matter. As you know, I like to talk about the things that don't matter. Russell Westbrook with another triple-double. I believe he's got 11 on the season. The entire NBA put together, besides Russell, has 11, which Marc Gasol had a solid one last night. And I think he's got 6 in a row, so Russell is still killing him. And it's surprisingly enough, the Thunder are actually doing well, which I did not think they were. But seriously, Russ, you got to give my boy Oladipo more shots. The dude is killing my fantasy team. For some reason, Russell thinks that he is going to be the Lone Ranger. He's going to take all the shots, get all the boards, all the assists. Stop waiting around for boards, Russell. Let Oladipo get those boards, and the team will do a lot better. Speaking of Oladipo, did you see that dunk on Dwight Howard? That was the lone highlight of last night. He throws it down on Dwight, and as much as I love Dwight, he crushes him. This is kind of funny. CJ Miles' wife said on Twitter, "Just praying Draymond doesn't kick my husband in the nuts. We want to have kids one day." Listen, Klay Thompson just kicked your whole team in the nuts. You just got fire roasted nuts, CJ Miles. Your whole team just got fire roasted nuts from Klay Thompson. Like, he boiled those nuts. He took those nuts, cracked them in half. He shot them lights out, fire, flame, roasted nuts. CJ Miles, you got your nuts busted and you weren't even playing. Klay was on fire. He took that fire later after the game to light a blunt. Next game, he's going to drop 10 and 4. Last but not least, I want to talk about something Greg Popovich said in a question. This is what he said. "Win the championship, I don't know, but it's not a priority in my life. I'd be much happier if I knew my players were going to make society better." That's quite easy to say with all those championship rings, Greg Popovich. Of course you're going to be saying that now that you've got all the accolades and you were actually going to retire when Tim Duncan was going to retire. Of course, now you want your guys to be good. Listen, if you were the coach of the 76ers, would you be saying the same thing? No, you would not. You'd be saying, "I don't give a damn about what these suckers on the streets, the homeless, they can eat my shoes. What I want is these 76er punks to start scoring buckets." Joel Embiid cannot be the only one scoring buckets. He's trying to be some holier than thou guy. It's like, "Oh, I don't really care about my job. I just care about making people better. I'm so wise and enlightened. I've hit basketball nirvana. Look at me. I'm Greg Popovich. I'm a hilarious guy. You interview me, I'll only say one word. It's hilarious. I'll say hilarious jokes about Tim Duncan. I'll smack the hair off Ginobili's head. Look at me. I'm a big jokester. I'm friends with Kawhi. I actually talk to him." I'm sick of it, Popovich. I'm sick of it. You need to retire. If you don't care about wins, then retire and start a non-profit. Start a charity. Go to the mountains. Help out those poor people plant their crops. Do not be coaching basketball for millions of dollars a year. End of subject. If you want to give to the poor, throw some money at me, man. I'll cover you all the time. I'll be all over you. I'll be like a defender. I'll be like Kawhi, all up in your face. Who was guarding Klay Thompson last night? Like, at that point, I would have just gotten 5 guys on him. I would have just did a ring around the rosy, and I want to let him move. I would just let them get open layups. Just hold hands, block Klay Thompson from getting the ball. I would have ridden him like a jockey from Left 4 Dead. I would have been like, "Dude, you're not getting the shot off." Listen, that's all I got to say for today. I know if you made it this far in the video, you're probably a long-time fan. And if so, you're probably wondering where I've been. Well, guess what? The schedule has changed. And it's because I've been studying how professional artists do their work. If you're dropping an album every single week, if you got a mixtape coming out every single week, you're gonna get oversaturated. People are gonna get sick of you. Just ask Lil Wayne. What happened to him? Where's Lil Wayne today? He's nowhere. But if you ask a guy like Frank Ocean, what's up with you? He drops an album every 5 years, and guess what? It goes explosive. Everyone's talking about it. I took note of that. So I'm gonna be dropping a video like every 5 years. Listen, if y'all made it this far, thank you. I'll catch you in the future. Later.